Hello, I'm Tripwire, and welcome back to my slow play of Dark Souls Remastered. Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I'm enjoying this. Though, quick disclaimer before we get back into it, I am bouncing around between multiple characters. I'm working on the New Game Plus of my Faith build. So let me just reacclimate myself. So we just killed, or we did not kill. We just encountered the Hellkite Drake, and I showed you the best way to get over here. So now we're going up to a section of the Undead Burg that some people might find annoying, but I'm going to show you a cool trick that will make it a little bit easier. So this is the only way forward for us right now. So we pulled this to open this gate, and we go up these stairs, encounter a hollow. Pretty easy to deal with. The moveset of the Claymore is also really good. I stuck with it through the entire first playthrough I ever did, like I said. One of the reasons was because I like the moveset, I like the range. Another reason is that you can buff it with the pine resins, but you can do the overhead swing and then back up with the R1. That's like the sweeping attack that you get with the R2. Not a fan of that. The range on it is pretty pitiful. You're going to miss a lot of things that are more than a step or two away. But the R1 is really good on this. Got a nice jumping attack. And every weapon tends to also have variations on attacks for after you've rolled. Get a nice little lunge with a lot of weapon types. So anyway, we're going to head on up here. There's also a doorway here. And if I take this ladder down, it's going to lead in the path that leads to the doorway back down toward the bonfire that I said I don't really recommend going down there. What's down here is rats, a couple of hollow soldiers, but it's like a little shortcut, I guess. If you go up here, though, you're going to encounter another Black Knight. This one is a great sword-wielding Black Knight. Very dangerous. Shouldn't be doing this. You can already hear his footsteps. I pressed B just a little too late. I'm still getting used to the timing on some of these dodges. And the tracking on that attack was pretty deadly. Okay, I was going for the backstab there. If you aim, or if you target the NPC and then just circle strafe around them until you're at their actual back. Learning to backstab was something that stumped me for a little while, and I just practiced. It's, okay, I should not be fighting this guy. See how little damage I did? It's something that stumped me for a little while because sometimes, oh, I almost walked off the tower. See it, and that attack missed. Don't use that attack. And see, he fell on me, which means I was staggered for a moment there because his hitbox collided with mine while falling. All right, so we're gonna lure him out of the tower. It's not an ideal place to fight. But the backstab, it can be a little misleading where the center of the enemy's back is when they are in an animation, because they have a skeleton, right? They have a rig for the character model, and that has to be animated to move. And so you're an ass for not coming down here, by the way. And so when they're contorted or what? Hello? Oh, what the fuck are you? The fuck are you doing down there? You're doing a little dance. I've never seen this happen before. What? Did you fall and not die from that height? He does not know what to do. But when they're contorted and they're like turning, you just have to get a feel for it, some muscle memory going for where the center of their back is. Dude, I can't believe you beat me down here. I don't like you. You're almost dead though, and that makes me happy. All right, cool. Just a Titanite chunk. He has a chance to drop the shield. He has a chance to drop the greatsword. Neither of those things happened. All right, so anyway, you don't need to fight him if you don't want to. And if you're a new player, I wouldn't recommend it. So here we are. We're on the approach to the Undead Parish, or Chapel, or whatever you want to call it. Officially, it's called the Undead Parish. And we're staring quite a few enemies in the face. This lead-up gave me a lot of trouble. I died here many times. So we've got 5 hollows that we can see, 2 of which have crossbows, and we've got one of the giant armored boars. I think this is probably the first one you encounter, huh? We've also got an enemy waiting for us around the right corner because this is Dark Souls. And you can see the gate in the distance there. And so when you approach, you're going to be fighting these guys. You're going to be trying to take it easy. And that asshole in the back will run through the gate and then close it. and then you'll have to take an alternate route, which is really annoying. But even if you're a new player, you can do this method I'm about to show you. You just sprint through. You kind of outrun the douche who tries to lock you out, and it makes things a little bit easier. So ignore all the enemies for now, and do as I do here. Just run right through, go to your right, up these stairs, make sure you're keeping an eye on your stamina. Run past these guys and do a jump off of this, and you see there's the guy we're competing with. So he's going to come through. I'm going to let him close the gate just for simplicity's sake. Missed the follow-up attack. And be careful, because if you're new, you're not going to be used to dealing with a group of enemies. Right, that guy actually healed. That's fine. I let him close the gate just so... Oh, you didn't die. I let him close the gate just so that these guys would get trapped on the far side, and I wouldn't have to deal with them all at once. Also, right now, I'm about to pull a lever. I actually want to get the thing that's on the body. So what I can do is I can press Y to toggle. Now it's pillage body. There you go. So now I'm on the far side of the gate, and right up there is the Undead Chapel. It's where we ultimately want to go. However, I will show you the lower area in case you weren't able to accomplish this or you want to do it the normal way. First, we'll take out these guys. A jumping attack is nice. Here, just kill them both. Keep in mind, their weapons will go through the gate too, so be careful. Alright, that doesn't quite reach. I don't think we can get him where he's currently standing. He's being a dick, but we can just go ahead and open this back up. Be mindful of the crossbow guys may still be up there. It looks like one of them dropped down, one of them stayed up there. Ow. So enemies have poise too. And, uh-oh. See, that's what I didn't want to happen. I'm just gonna sprint away, and here's another secret. If you're in this situation, come over here on this corner. That dude will not be able to get here. Like, even if he comes all the way up and around, he can't get back here. He's too thick. And he doesn't know what to do. So if I come back out here, he's gonna come up. And then, but if I come back down here, he'll go back down. And what I can do is target him and do a plunging attack. Just like we did with the bosses earlier. Easy peasy. There's multiple ways of dealing with this guy. And we got his helmet. It's very, very heavy. It looks cool, but it's very heavy. So anyway, that guy stayed up there. The other one dropped down. And the spear guy down here is probably still here. No, okay, we killed him too. Interesting. So anyway, we're gonna come up here and grab that item. This is the item that allows you to deal with the boar in an alternative way. They're called alluring skulls. I don't know how I fell there. I honestly have no idea. Also, what I was saying was enemies have poise of their own, so enemies also have a stat that will determine how easily you can stagger them with your attacks. And also, shields have a stat called stability, right? So let's go to my shields. So if you look on the right, or I guess the middle of the screen here, it's a stability 40. This one's got a stability of 30, stability of 52. Stability determines, when you're blocking, how much stamina is taken off of your stamina bar when you block a hit. The higher the stability, the less stamina you lose when blocking a hit. And then you've got the damage reduction percentage. So if you take a hit, but you block it with this shield, you're going to block 93% of all physical damage blocked. But as you can see, it's not great for magic or fire. Pretty good at lightning, though. I think wooden things are good against lightning. Yeah, both of these are good against lightning in this. But there are some really good 100% physical block shields, and as a new player, that's the kind that you're going to want to look out for, because that's going to be a massive help. It's a massive help to have a physical block shield that blocks 100% of damage in all the Souls games, 1, 2, and 3. It allows you to, instead of having to learn to dodge some enemies, you can just block and then punish. And but pay attention to how much damage reduction you're actually getting. And then keep these things in mind when you're maybe fighting a boss that uses fire attacks or lightning attacks. You might need a different type of shield. Anyway, so the alluring skulls we picked up. Attracts certain types of enemies. A skull with meekly lingering souls. Throw to shatter and spread the souls to attract certain types of enemies. Souls are a concentration of life, and the life-starved hollows are lured by its power. Not effective for all enemies. So they placed these right here because the boar is a tough enemy for a new player. But what you can do is you can equip the alluring skulls and just chuck them right down there. And if your aim is decent, you can chuck them into the fire. it'll attract the boar, and the boar will just stand into the fire, or in the fire rather, until it dies. That's one way you can deal with it. I like doing it the way I just did, though. Once you learn the method of just sprinting past and not even deal with the gate, that's the way you're going to do it from now on, because coming down here is less than ideal. But anyway, this is the normal path. Once the gate gets closed in front of you, you have to come down here. And what do you think it means when an enemy in a Souls game runs away from you? It doesn't mean that he's afraid of you. It means that you're walking into a trap. Look at that. So be cautious whenever that happens in any of the Souls games. If enemies running away from you, it's because they're trying to lure you. Okay? Look how many hollows. So this is the way you have to come through if you don't skip the little gate section there. Couple items we can get, though, because of it. Got another hollow down here. Just attract him. Behind this table, we've got an item. Mystery key. Mystery key resembles a basic prison cell key. This key is not necessary if you have the master key. If you don't, though, that's where it is. Come up this ladder. 2 more hollows to deal with. The range of the claymore is one of my favorite things about it. And then if you turn left, there's another item. Just have to carefully cross the rafters. And we get a soul. And that's all there is to it if you get locked out. However, this will take you to a different area. So now we're not going to come out right on the other side. We're actually going to have to go through a fog gate. And we're going to approach the undead parish from a different angle. See, now we're above the catwalk that the arches were on. Or above it all. In a different section. But if you come around the corner here, we got a Balder Knight. Balder Knights are an enemy you're going to find a lot of in the chapel. And he's guarding a pretty good shield. If you're very cautious, you might be able to sneak up and backstab him. Like so. Didn't even kill him with the backstab, though. When they're getting back up, you can just swing at the right time. You dropped a buckler, you got a shield, and a Titanite shard. Titanite shard being an upgrade material. The base upgrade material is shard. So here we've got the Knight shield. Now the Knight shield... See, it blocks 100% of physical damage, so this is a really good starting shield for new players to use, and it's accessible right here pretty early. It's got 56 stability, so also the best of any we have, so good shield. Use that. The Balder shield is better than the Knight shield, so if you get one of those as a drop, by all means use that. Otherwise, the Knight shield's really good. Careful, because to your left we've got a shield hollow. Wow, that's an aggressive shield hollow. Or spear hollow, even. Kick him to get rid of his guard and kill him, and this is the kind of thing that makes you nervous too in a Souls game that you've never played before. A little archway like this, and it's like, well, it looks like I can go left or right, and there could be enemies to my left or right, and you're nervous about it. Well, in this case, you have a good reason to be nervous, because there's enemies to both directions. You got a Balder Knight to the left, and another spear hollow to the right, so... Oh, you're not dead. Okay, you're dead. No drop. That's fine. Kick. And attack. But see, I'm actually one-shotting these hollows. Not the Balder Knight, of course, but the hollows still with the claymore that I just picked up. It's not even upgraded at all. Speaking of upgrades, we're almost to the point where we can upgrade stuff. So, see, we're coming around to the right side of the undead parish now instead of going in the front door. Be careful, because this platform just fucking ends, and you will die. Oh, that's the running attack. And weapons have different running attacks as well. This one is a nice little spin around, followed up with a regular R1. This enemy, just sprint around him, turn around, stab him in the back. So here's the side entrance for the Undead Chapel. Right off the bat, be careful if you're coming in here, or be careful in general. There's a strong enemy up at the pulpit? What do you want to call it? Right there. Tower Knight, be careful of him. If you want to come this way, though, we're going to get introduced to a very important NPC named Andre. Andre is the first blacksmith you encounter. And we definitely want to do that, because upgrading your weapons is very, very important. Upgrading your weapon once or twice is going to give it a bigger boost to its damage than just upgrading a few of your stats will. So we've got our bonfire right here. Ignore that side path for now. We can't go to it yet. Obviously, you can see there's a locked gate. Although, is Onion Bro over there? He is. So, again, like I said, I'm not going through all the NPC quests. There's a lot of them, and I have to keep too much in mind. I'm just trying to do a casual, slow playthrough. So I'm not going to go through this guy's quest properly, but I recommend that you do. If you get into this game, go through all the NPC quest lines at some point. This guy's name is Ziegmeyer of Katarina, and he be chillin'. People call him Onion Bro because of his armor.
Oh, forgive me. I was absorbed in thought. I am Ziegmeyer of Katarina. Quite honestly, I've run flat up against a wall. Or a gate, I should say. The thing just won't budge, no matter how long I wait. And oh, have I waited. So here I sit, in quite a pickle, weighing my options, so to speak.
So, Ziegmeyer is an interesting character. He's a very endearing character. People tend to like him. So, once that gate is opened and we're progressing that way, he can be found further into that next map. And if you talk to him, then he'll progress into another map, and then you can follow his quest line, etc., etc. Again, there are things you can accidentally do wrong in character quest lines, and you can accidentally end up losing them, getting them killed, stuff like that. So I'm not going to go out of my way to make sure every character quest line happens. But so here's Blacksmith Andre. Sorry for the clanking noise. He just straight up does this nonstop forever.
Well, you must be a new arrival. I'm Andre of Astoria. If you require smithing, then speak to me.
They may have noticed already that he's the only NPC whose mouth moves when you talk to him.
And armor are mighty sturdy indeed, but every hunk of metal has its breaking point. If you notice durability running low, it's time to repair. You can ask a blacksmith like myself, or do it on your own with a grindstone. The nice thing about weapons, they never betray you, so pay them a little respect, eh?
Sounds good, Andre. So his mouth moves when he speaks, and no other NPC in the games does. And the reason his does is because prior to the final release of the game, he was initially supposed to hold a much more important role in the main story. He was going to be a much more main character. He ended up just being a blacksmith. But they'd already animated his mouth to move back when they thought he was going to be more pivotal. So, and then in these games, they just like to spend their time elsewhere. They don't want to spend all their time making characters' mouths move when they speak. Instead, they put that time into lovingly crafting the character quest lines or the map layouts or the combat. And I think they have their priorities straight, to be honest. It doesn't really take away or detract from my experience just because the other characters' mouths don't move when the rest of the experience is so phenomenal. So here we see our options. We can talk to him some more. He is a vendor. So he sells Titanite shards, aka the base equipment, or rather the base material needed for upgrading equipment. 800 souls each, and we have 2 of them already. Some key items. So these are the things that you need to buy, these three things, if you want to be able to do a blacksmith's job on your own at bonfires. So if you don't want to run back here, you can buy these, and you can upgrade your shit and repair your shit at a bonfire. 2k each, not a bad deal. We're not going to buy them right now. And then we got the Crest of Artorias. This crest opens a door in the Darkroot Garden sealed by ancient magic. The door leads to the grave of Sir Artorias the Abyss Walker. Many adventurers have left for the grave, but none have returned, for they make easy prey for local bandits. With such dangers, the crest can do more harm than good in the hands of the uninitiated. 20,000 souls is a big asking price for new players at this point when you meet Andre. It's a shit ton. But it's an important key item, and it doesn't need to be acquired now. That's an area we're going to go to later on, but it opens a very important area of the game. And then he sells some weapons. If you want to play around, you can also check the stats of these before buying them. So this thing blocks 100% of physical damage, 58 stability. It's even better than we've already got. Actually, both of these are. Caduceus Kite Shield, Tower Kite Shield. Large Leather Shield, of course, does not block full, and it's got less stability. But if you want to mess around with some other stuff, you got some options here. Then he's got ammo. We don't have a bow. Or no, we do have a bow, right? We bought...
Don't be seen.
We bought the bow from... Who's his face? The Undead Merchant? Okay, so we do have a bow. So if you want to buy some ammo, you can buy it from him. So then repair equipment. Very cheap to repair stuff. Things last a long time in Dark Souls 1. Things degrade a lot faster in Dark Souls 2. And then not as fast again in Dark Souls 3. Relatively fast in Bloodborne, I think, but... really don't have to worry about things breaking for the most part in this game. It's very slow degradation. Then we've got the reinforcing. So, when you pop up in this menu, everything that's valid to upgrade is shown here. And then up in the upper right, it shows you how many souls you have, how many required souls for that upgrade, and what materials are required for that upgrade. We're obviously not going to be repairing this broken shit. Repairing, upgrading. You can also upgrade armor and shield and stuff like that and bows. It's not limited to just like melee weapons. So I think we'll go ahead and upgrade the Claymore. Why not? So now I upgraded it twice with 1 Titanite shard each. Now you can see the next upgrade requires 400 souls and 2 Titanite shards. So let's go ahead and back out. Purchase 2 more. Upgraded again. You know what? We can afford 2 more Titanite shards. Why not? Can't afford the upgrade though, so let's go ahead and pop a consumable soul item. Why not? Ooh, we got 10 of these little tiny ones. Let's go ahead and use them all. And we can upgrade the Claymore one more time. 3 Titanite shards is a little rich for our blood at the moment, but to start off with, +5 is the peak of what we can achieve right now. There is a key item we need to acquire a little bit later on that will allow us to go beyond +5, so that would be the stopping point anyway for the time being. But now, as you can see, all these are grayed out because I don't have any Titanite shards at all, so I can't upgrade any of this stuff. Armor is a different category, just like that. It's the same thing. This is lit up because it actually requires Twinkling Titanite. Like I said, special items require Twinkling Titanite. We're not paying to upgrade the Fangbore Helm, though. I'll tell you that much. And then modify equipment is how you ascend things. So special Ember required for blacksmiths to ascend weapons. Like I said, we need a key item to push them past +5 or apply special elements and do other crazy stuff later on. So we are done with Andre right now, and as you can see, there's also a path leading down from Andre into yet another area. Learning the layout of this world is pretty complicated to a new player, but the ways that the maps connect to each other is great, and good news, if you didn't know this, we do unlock the ability to warp between bonfires roughly 50% of the way through the story. Every other game, Dark Souls 2 and 3, Bloodborne, and Sekiro, they all allow warping from the very beginning. It's a mechanic that's built into it from the baseline. In this game, you have to run everywhere for the first half of the game, and I think that they kind of realize that it's not the greatest experience for the user, for the player, because all the rest of them have that ability. However, it's enormously relieving when you unlock that ability. It's such a great accomplishment in this game because it's after a pretty tough boss fight, and it feels great to unlock the access to that. It's so convenient. And if you come down this way, immediately you're going to see a big old demon. This thing's called a Titanite demon. Like Titanite, like the materials we used to upgrade. He's shooting lightning at us. He's very strong, so be careful of him. We're not going to mess with him right now. Let's use our remaining souls to level up a little bit if we can. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we're missing to be able to wield this with one hand. Strength, okay. We're going to go ahead and consume a couple more of these because I want to get a few upgrades here. Let's go ahead and upgrade strength twice. Dex once. Call that good. And I think that's probably a good stopping point for this episode. We're already coming up on 25 minutes here. And in the next episode, I'm going to take you inside of the Undead Parish and show you all the excitement that awaits you there. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
Wow.